A quote from ethicist Tristan Harris says, "The algorithm has primacy over media, over news, over newspaper publishers, over each of us, and it controls what we do." Social media has led the world into a state of extreme political polarization due to the accessibility of political discussions online, the echo chambers produced by these discussions, and the misinformation we are fed through these echo chambers. According to a dissertation by Jennifer Stromer-Galley, one of the main reasons that misinformation and extremist views are able to spread online so easily is because of the ability to hide behind a screen while you type out your message. This study found that people discuss politics much differently in person rather than online, and are less likely to share their more radical beliefs in person because of the obvious repercussions. An example of this phenomenon are Donald Trump's mean tweets. He was able to type out his most out-of-pocket thoughts and opinions and send them out for the world to see without having to face the people he was affecting with his words. He was applauded for his so-called bravery and honesty, and this just fueled the fire, sparking more and more extremist conversations and actions that were assumed to be backed by the President of the United States. This unfiltered political commentary is what led to white supremacist, anti-feminist, homophobic, and other extremist groups coming out of hiding. Another example I included one of the tweets from Kanye West's most recent social media rampages. While this anti-Semitic commentary resulted in Kanye being dropped from most of his brand deals, it still gave groups of neo-Nazis the courage to speak out as well. The political discussions brought to social media are alleviating a lot of the shame that people feel for disagreeing with human equality. I'm sure by now everyone knows what the algorithm is, as well as the echo chambers that result from it. Based on what political party you're in, you're more likely to be exposed to information relating to that party. Once you have fallen into this chamber of either left-leaning or right-leaning commentary, it's extremely hard to get out. An article by Erica Bell says there is something called persuasive technology, which provides the viewer with an emotion that will cause a behavior modification from the viewer. If you haven't figured it out already, I am going to confide in you guys that I have left-leaning viewpoints. Because of this, I loved watching Jordan Klepper make Trump supporters look stupid on The Daily Show. It was really satisfying watching them get shut down. However, I didn't realize that I was only being exposed to this perspective of these hilarious interviews, and there's a whole database of cringeworthy interviews with liberals who have no idea what they're talking about. When I realized this, I felt embarrassed for thinking that conservatives were the only stupid political party, but I also couldn't bear to watch some of the videos where liberals were getting shut down with some really good points. This is due to confirmation bias, which makes it almost feel like a personal attack when you see something that doesn't align with your viewpoints. The piece that connects all the issues that lead to the ever-increasing polarization of political parties is misinformation, which is more commonly known as fake news. According to an article from Harvard Law Today, there's a concept called virality, when a piece of information, real or not, spreads around the internet like wildfire. It's extremely difficult to monitor misinformation, and it's also a lost cause trying to trust certain internet sources that say they will monitor for misinformation. Because of the public's willingness to believe whatever they hear, politicians have begun using this to their advantage. A quote from this same article says that political commentators now tailor their speech according to what will get shared. Public figures will go to any length to gain publicity, including lying to their supporters and even non-supporters to gain traction. In these next slides, I included some headlines that could be perceived as misinformation, and I included some that are just using inflammatory language to gain an audience. I got the Republican targeted headlines off Fox News, and I got the liberal targeted ones off of CNN, as well as an Instagram account that I follow that spreads a lot of misinformation and also uses a lot of trigger words to inflame the already existing issue of polarization. Our democracy is so incredibly polarized from the mere addition of social media into political discourse. People are more comfortable stating radical opinions online, and these ideals are presented to those who are in echo chambers designed for their personal beliefs. These beliefs are either confirmed or accepted, causing people to become more and more extremists, and at the same time are fed misinformation, which in turn is blindly belief.